Howdy again, everybody. Here's the ram like it stands right now. I just finished machining this surface here and the bottom surface. I just took off 5/1000ths of an inch on each. Yesterday I had machined the sides and the front and the back. I also cleaned up this edge just in case I need to use it as a reference. I did those all in the mill, and as you can see, the surface finish is fantastic. The only critical thing is, see right where that scratch mark is? That's 1.5 inches from the bottom surface, and that's where the I need to bore a 3/4 inch hole. The Gingery casting method, you cast the hole in there using cores, but obviously I'm not doing that, so I just need to bore the hole. There's options. You could try to bore it in the milling machine. Obviously this thing's sitting up, you know, it's going to be hard to bore a perfectly accurate hole in a mill, even if there is enough Z clearance. Just having a way to secure the ram to the milling machine. An option might be to somehow clamp it to the table like this, kind of drill press style, and then drill it that way and bore it out. But you're looking at probably an unnecessarily complicated thing. I got this idea of using the lathe and using a boring head on the lathe, so from a guy named Rick Sparber, and all I've done, let me set the ram down here for a second, is I removed the quick change tool post that comes. This is a Grizzly 4003G lathe. So you see I've got some ground spacers, some additional vise spacers in there that give me about the right height. It's not a critical dimension, but try to get as close as I can to 1.5 inches. And underneath, where usually the bolt for the quick change tool post goes, I've got a piece of 3/16 inch steel that what I'm thinking about doing, and what Sparber did, was drill holes down here, have a clamping plate on top, and just bolt the assembly down long and securely enough so that it can drill. Now Sparber did his with the ram up like that because his lathe would work with that. However, mine, in doing some test fitting, it would not fit that way for this purpose. However, if I flip it over and just use this packing here, I can get it really close to right on 1.5 inches from the bottom. That's why I've got it twisted around, so I could test it with the center and the tailstock. So I need to fabricate. I probably won't get it done tonight, but sometime soon, fabricate a clamp. I use either a piece of angle iron or super strut or another piece of steel, and have some bolts that go down vertically and clamp it together. Then check the alignment and move it over to the exact right spot. Then I can drill a succession of holes and bore it out to exactly 3/4 of an inch. I'm not worried about, you know, the Gingery method is to use spacers and clamps that have a clamping type mechanism. When I owned a Shaper before, this hole is not going to get worn out. I mean, basically the only thing what goes in there is the pivot for the head, so you're going to be moving it a few degrees and then clamping it right back again. It's not like the steel is going to work in there. So I don't think I'm ever going to wear that hole out. I guess if I ever did, I could always bore it out greater and put a bushing in or something like that. So like I said, I'm not worried about it. But please, if you're building one of these things, if you want to see a great website, Rick Sparber, SPARBER.org. He's got the whole construction of his Gingery Shaper covered in that, and a lot of other neat things on his website. He's got a YouTube channel too that he posts short videos, so definitely worth checking out if this stuff is up your alley. So thanks again for watching, folks. I'll keep you posted.